Hey everybody, it's HighTeckMan here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to jailbreak your iPad first generation. The Chronic Dev team has recently announced their new Red Snow application that you can find on their website. I'll put a link down in the description below. But today I'm going to show you how to jailbreak your iPad. Now if you're like me with your first generation iPad, you've probably already at 5.0, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a full restore of the iPad and show you how to use Red Snow. So we're going to start off by hooking in our iPad over here. Okay, so now our iPad's hooked in, and if you'll see, go into iTunes. By the way, if you don't already have the firmwares, I'll put a link in the description where you can find the firmwares and where you can get the jailbreak from the jailbreak. Okay, so here we have iTunes launched, and you can see my iPad here, Xana 6.4. Okay, it's going to ask us if we'd like to automatically update. Well, since I already have the firmware on my desk, I'm going to click cancel, and click cancel there. So you're going to click on your iPad, and then what you're going to do is you're going to hold, for Mac users it's going to be the Alt Option key, and push the restore button. Once you do that, this window will come up. Click on your desktop. This is where I have my file. Where you'll more than likely be will be under your downloads, but I placed the firmware on the desktop, and there is the firmware for the iPad. Click open. It'll ask you to restore. You want to go on ahead and restore. And this is the part where you just start waiting. I'll speed up the video. Okay, here now it's verifying the iPad restore with Apple. Should not be a problem because it is the latest firmware. Okay, now it's preparing the iPad for restore. As you see on your iPad, you should have just got a flash, and your iPad is now rebooting. This is normal. So now your iPad is being updated to version firmware 5.0.1. Just give it some time here and let it do its thing. I'll speed up the video again. So now it's restoring iPad firmwares. This only is applicable if you have the 3G iPad first generation. I have the 3G iPad, so it's going to be upgrading its iPad firmware. If you have a regular iPad, it'll just skip this step. Okay, you will now see this message come up on your computer screen. Basically means it's been set to factory settings. Just click OK. So now your iPad should be rebooting itself. Now you will see this on your iPad. But before you can do anything, you will need to exit out of iTunes. Like so. Now to jailbreak the iPad, all you have to do is you have to download the program in the description. It's very simple. Once you have it and put it on your desktop, double-click and just double-click Red Snow. Very simple. We want to jailbreak, and then now it's just saying please make sure the device is both turned off and plugged in. So how you do this is you hold the top right-hand corner button, slide the power off. It is now shutting down. When it is 100% shut down, you click next. Hold the corner button for 3 seconds. Now hold the center button at the same time for 8 more seconds. Let go of the power button and keep the home button still pressed. What you're activating now is DFU mode. Once the computer tells you it's identifying, you can release the home button. So now it's initialized that it's seen an iPad. So now it is exploding with lime rain. And now it should reboot your iPad. So now it's preparing to jailbreak. Now it's processing the kernel. This will take a little bit of time, so just give it a second. So once the kernel is done processing, it will now start the jailbreak process. Okay, so here you're going to want to click install Cydia. If you'd like to install multi-touch gestures, basically do a 5-pinch zoom in to go to home page, you can do that, but I'm just going to install Cydia for now. Click next. It's processing. Now it's going to wait for reboot. As you can see, it's downloading jailbreak data now. So now it's going to reboot the iPad. And it's finished. Now, normally I would recommend that you do not unplug your iPad unless... I would normally recommend that you do not unplug your iPad until the process is finished. Once it's finished, then you can unplug it and click cancel. All the data that you're seeing there is simply the jailbreaking code. If it looks like gibberish to you, just ignore it, and there you go. So now it's moving applications. Moving applications will take a while. Now it's installing the bundles. This should go by pretty fast. And it's going to finally reboot. After it's done rebooting, you can unplug your iPad and close the program out. Once you hear the chime, you know that your iPad is now connected to your computer. And you will now be greeted with the traditional interface sequence. All you need to do is input your data, and I will be right back. Okay, and now, as you can now see, my iPad is now fully open. Click on our settings just to prove to you that this is running the firmware 5.0.1, and it is running Cydia just fine. User, done. It's unable to load because I'm not connected to my network right now, but I will now reboot the iPad to show you that it is indeed untethered. We'll slide to unlock. You can see, go into Cydia again, and it is still working just fine. No sleight of hand or anything. So if you like this video, comment, rate, and subscribe. And I will be having a giveaway soon, so if I can get at least 100 subscribers, it'll definitely be worth your while. Thanks again for tuning in, and this is HighTeckMan signing off.